Hey guys, Quincy here. I wanted to make a short video on an announcement that I have for you of the 13th Fighter Squadron. But I'm going to start it off with a little bit of history and why this announcement is being made. So Firebird is our paint shop guy, and he puts a lot of time and a lot of effort into making our jets look great and customizing these. Really kind of gives you a sense of belonging when you have your own squadron jet that you have earned your paint job for, and Firebird goes out and says, hey, I need you to give me some artwork or tell me what you would want on your jet. Once you get that, then you really know that you're definitely a part of the unit. But here's a little history on how this all started. When we were about 5 or 6 guys who would fly on a regular basis as a very small group, Firebird was able to make paint jobs of different kinds for each individual. And also, he does this for all different jets. Like, he would make one for your F-16, your F-18. You might have 2 or 3 paint jobs for that jet as well. So here's an example before the group went into the recruiting drive. This is the camouflage jet, which I believe is one of Skunk's favorites, and looks great. I believe it's based off the basic Hornet that's included in DCS, which is actually a pretty good Hornet. But there was also this jet called the Stealth, which is a 2-tone. As you can see, it's kind of a metallic. It's kind of have glass 5-ish, and this one came about when the 13th gained its paint job for the have glass 5-ish, I'll say, paint. It's the one that we've been running recently and that you're all familiar with, of this darker kind of bronzy tone. Personally, I love this as the Hornet. My Hornet has this, and it's one of my favorite Hornet paint jobs. You can see that it has 2 different tones. It's kind of camouflage-ish. But again, it became a bit of a chore for Firebird to update a guy's 3 F-18s, plus his other jets if he got a promotion or got a new jet or whatever. So it was decided for 2 reasons. One, growing the unit and having more jets to make, it didn't make sense to make 3 or 4 different paint jobs per jet for everybody, but to go with just a basic and historical type paint job. So this is the DCS paint job that's standard for the Wildcats. It does look very worn. Looks very good. It's what those jets look like on the deck of the carrier, very grungy looking. You can see there's a slight 2-tone in the paint, a little darker on the top, and you can see a little lighter on the bottom. So it was decided to use this paint as the basis for the squadron's main livery. And this is what that looks like. And the dogs are going to have commentary as well. So this is the Wildcats as it stands today. This is Washington's jet, Skunk. And it does have some customization on it. Some custom art, custom Wildcat decals on it. And I'm sure you can all hear the dogs. Of course, it's while I'm recording, they're going to start doing this crap, right? But anyway, most of the jets will also have a personal tramp stamp, and it will be underneath the bottom side of your speed brake. So anyway, moving on from that, that's the direction we went with the Hornets. Well, 13th is getting big too. And since the Hornets went to a historical paint job, let's go take a look at the DCS. Oh, too fast. The 13th paint job that's included with DCS. The standard 2-tone. I mean, it looks okay. But what's funny is the more you look at it next to something that's better, you realize how inadequate it is. The color tones are not quite right. The radome is pretty much off. And other little details that will catch a pilot's eye, things like a painted pitot tube. Yeah, that's a big no-no. That thing's heated. It's to keep ice off of it. So they are not painted for a reason. That paint's going to burn off. Other details. Air refueling door. Where are the scratches? I've seen some of you guys try to take fuel, and me too. So where are all the scratches? And that panel, the forward part of that panel, is metal. It's not painted. So there are a lot of things about this. The engine, turkey feathers, they look brand new. They look way too good. Too nice. So this is a skin that's the equivalent that was downloaded. And this guy makes great skins. This is his version. You could already see some of the wear and tear on this. Some of the dirt and grime. But it's deeper than that for what makes this a much nicer paint job. And much more detailed. The color tones are correct. The grunge. The radome's the correct color. The pitot tube. Look at that. That's what it's supposed to look like. Stainless steel that's been heated, and it has a patina to it. Some more wear and tear. You could see the primer is exposed where paint has worn off. You can see it on the inlet lip as well as on the pod and the pod pylon. The patina of the engine. That's an engine that's been heated, folks. That engine's been used. There's better detail on fasteners and rivets. And here's a much nicer refueling door. It's scratched. It's metal. As it should be. Some more details before I move on. You can see where the boarding ladder has been laid against the aircraft. And you can't see it too much on the ground, but when you're flying it, you'll be able to actually see the primer when the slat deploys right in the gap as it hinges downward. From this angle, you can actually see a little bit of that greenish yellow primer in that gap with the slat. It's little details like that that make a huge difference. You can see some of that primer up here on the vertical stabilizer. So, let's go take a look at the current 13th Half Glass 5 paint job. It's a fantastic paint job. There's absolutely nothing about this that is not fantastic. Alright, so there's even stainless steel on the pitot tube. But this is Firebird's creation, and you're all familiar with it. We've been using it for a while. But the only thing with it is it's kind of bronzy looking. It's not really gray. While it looks awesome, but isn't historical looking. So a few months back, I asked Firebird if he could take the DCS included Dark Viper, put my logos on it, because I really kind of like that look of that current Half Glass 5, and this is the jet that he made for me. He doesn't like it. I like it, but it's still not correct. That radome is way too light. The paint overall is way too light. Pitot tube painted. And various other little details. As you can see. Another brand new shiny engine. But that's not his fault. That's just basically the base DCS Dark Viper with my logos on it. So, getting to the point of the video, I'd like to release to you guys your first view of what the 13th paint job is going to look like with a proper half-glass 5. And that jet is sitting over here. Let's go have a look. This skin as a base is based off of the skin by the guy who made the two-tone 13th that we just looked at with all the detail. I'd asked Firebird what would be easiest. I said, this is an example of a proper tone. Would it be easy to modify this set of files or just change the base color on our current jet? And the end result was he went with this one, the new files, and modified it. So here's Firebird's new half-glass 5 Viper. And all those details of that two-tone are also built into this particular jet. You can see again boarding ladder scuff marks and wear and tear, the patina on the pitot tube, the primer, you have some of the primer showing here, and wear and tear. You also have that kind of metallic reflectance of the paint as it is supposed to have. Not just a matte kind of look to it, but that metallic sheen to it is kind of part of the point of the paint. And I just noticed this on a first take. This is on his jet only. I found out afterwards it wasn't on mine, but that's a pretty sweet little detail. So guys, this is the new official paint job. You can find it on the website right now. There are about 13 or 14 members' jets on there. Anyone who pretty much had a jet already made will find that, and if you don't have it yet, you will get it very soon. So thank you again, Firebird. This is my jet over here. Hope you like it.